Alright, I'll walk you through how I created this DIY planner. So here's everything that I use to create my little journal. This is the Zutter Bind It All. Normally there's a little nameplate here, but I've had this for so long that the nameplate's not there, but it would say Zutter, which is the brand. Right here is where you would lay the O-rings as you clamp them, and you push the handle back and it closes, as you'll see in the video. And here is where you load the paper. I start at this edge here, and then I push back, and then there's a little guide on the side that you can clamp the next two holes. You'll just shift it over, and then you'll punch one more time. It only takes 2 sections to get a full length of this 5x7. I use regular notebook paper, and I just lined up the size, and I trimmed out my paper for the sections. I use regular copy paper. You can see how thin that is. And my personal laminator, and just cardstock. You can get cardstock like this, Walmart, for $5, and there's like maybe 50 sheets in there, I believe. But I have all kind of supplies just because I do so many different crafts. So I have crazy things just already laying around. So just let you get another look at the Bind It All laminator, cardstock, and you'll be able to create your very own. But I had this for many years. I also used to do recycling, upcycling items. I love to recycle things. So I used to do the cereal boxes. So my daughter had like an Applejack notebook one year, and when I did craft shows, those are really popular. Kids love to see those labels, you know, so turned into different things. So that's why I actually have one of those, because I used to do those kind of crafts. I hope you enjoy it. Once again, there'll be a link to where you can find these items in the description box. Hello everyone. I designed this planner / journal in Word. I did calendar pages, added little donuts to go with the cover theme. I'll show you the different sections here. So this one says Daily Focus, and it has my favorite character on there. The next section would be goals, and I have one more section which is ideas that I don't have here. But I just designed this as if you would your virtual classroom, but I did this in Word, and I did it in portrait mode, and just put in my favorite things to kind of personalize it towards me, along with my Bitmoji. So here's the layouts and the thought process. So I scaled it to a 5x7. I trimmed it out on paper, and I added little tabs for each section. So you can see the calendar has a little coffee, the Groot section has a little Groot, goals has just a regular planner tab that says goals. So this is just the beginning, and I'll just walk you through what I've done. So this is cardstock. So once I have cut out my design, I'm just going to back each page on color coordinated cardstock. So for my calendar, since I have the pink drip, I'm going to use pink, and I have some double-sided tape. That's my laminator. So I'm going to use the tape just to keep the paper so it's not transparent or it's not so thin. I'm going to attach it to the cardstock, and then I'll trim around it, and then I'll run it through the laminator. So just along the edges once it's stuck together. Here is a little bit of tape. I'm only putting 2 little pieces of tape, and I'll peel off the sticky portion. But the next page I'm going to back on blue. So you can see I've already done the pink, and I trimmed it out so it has a nice sturdy backside. And I've done the ideas page, and I trimmed it in blue. And I'm also going to use the gold, since it has the Americana theme. I'm going to use blue for the backing there as well. So just 2 little pieces of tape, just so it doesn't shift as it's in the laminator, because this was just regular copy paper that I printed out. This one I think I'm gonna back on maybe a gold or a black piece of cardstock. I'm not certain yet. I think I'll go with black. It'll match this shirt. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the tape and line it up. I line it up with the edge, the side edge and the bottom edge. It just makes easier for trimming. You don't have to trim out two of those sides. You only have to do the right side and the top portion. So I'm running it through the laminator, and this will give my journal some stability and also protect these pages, because once again they were original just copy paper, just standard copy paper. Those are just some images that I'm probably going to use either for bookmarks or different things, but I just added it to the laminating pouch. So here's this one, already run through as well. And I'm running through the very last one, which is the calendar, and I'm going to have it as the very first page, or you can consider these as page dividers. I did a 5x7, but I think I'm going to do a full 8x10. So next I'll just get the paper that I'll use for the sections. This is just regular copy paper. I'm folding it in half, and then I'm just going to trim it out. I got regular notebook paper and I trimmed it out. This is my bind it all. This is how I will punch holes in those papers. So they're all punched out. Calendar page now punched out. And the page dividers are now punched out as well. And I'll show you how I will section them off. So the ideas page will have the regular copy paper. The goals will have the notebook paper. I mean, not the goals, my daily focus will have the notebook paper. So I will stack it this way. You can do it in any order with these tabs. They'll stick out regardless, but the very last, the goals, I use cardstock. I used the leftover cardstock, and I added a few other colors, but for the goals you can just journal them however you like. This is the ring. They're O-rings. They go with my Zutter Bind It All. I just load the paper onto the ring, and I'm doing this by section, so I'm working my way back. And so here's the copy paper section for the ideas and notes. That way you can draw things out if you like. You can use whatever paper you like. You can use line paper, you can make your own stationery, whatever you like. So notes and ideas. Then I have my notebook paper that's scaled down to 5x7, or trimmed out I should say. And then here is the page protector for this section, or the page divider for this section. My favorite. And here is my calendar section where I can just note a few things and see it visibly, but this is small enough to just throw in my purse. Once you've loaded all your pages, you lay the O-rings face down in the Bind It All, and you squeeze each section just like you do when you're punching the paper. And it does a really nice job, really easy to use. As you can see here, it really closed those O-rings, making this very functional and a quick project. I'll go ahead and flip through so you can see the final outcome. And you can use as much paper as you like. Let's get those little scraps out. So there you have it. I love it. It is an easy project. If you're like me, you're not going out to the retailers right now, you're not hanging out in a lot of stores, but you just want to make yourself something cute and quick to kind of use. Let me make this flat so you can see that the pages turn with ease. Show you each section. Yeah, I think it's adorable. I'll put all of the tools that I use in the description box. I hope you try this on your own. This last page is cardstock. It's the back page of the cardstock. I just repurposed it because it was thick enough to be sturdy. So that's just not a regular piece of cardstock. It's the actual back page of the cardstock. So here is my little planner journal. You can be as creative as you like, but once again, I'll do this project again in a larger size because I really didn't get my paper trimmer out to trim down the pages. I cut those with scissors. So I think it'll be easier to just grab regular notebook paper, regular copy paper, and regular cardstock and just load it up as much as I'd like. I'll probably add some other sections like maybe budgeting or something like that for the bigger one, but this is quick, easy, and small. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to comment if there's any other things that you'd like me to review or to explain. Bye.